עזה. היעד השלישי הוא לבצר זירות אחרות, כדי שאיש לא יטעה ויעשה את
Palestine. Is it a state? Well, the question of whether Palestine is a state is complex and depends on the perspective and criteria. So in 2012, the UN gave Palestine the status of a non-member observer state. On the other hand, when we talk about the individual countries, then many UN member states recognize Palestine as a state. But everything changed since October 7 attack, as it has revised a global push for Palestinians to be given a state of their own. Hello and welcome to Point of View with me, Driti Atri. On Tuesday, Norway, Spain and Ireland recognized Palestine as a state. This is different from what many Western countries believe, which is that Palestine should only be given a state through a peace agreement with Israel. Their decision, which has made Israel very angry, means that now 145 out of 193 UN member countries recognize Palestine as an individual state. These countries include many from the Middle East, Africa and Asia, but not the US, Canada and most of the Western Europe. Along with this, Australia, Japan and South Korea. So in April, the United States used its veto power at a UN Security Council to stop Palestine from becoming a full UN member state. Now, for the better understanding of the Palestinian quest for the statehood, let's go back in time. On November 15, 1988, during the first Palestinian uprising, Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat declared an independent Palestinian state with Jerusalem as its capital. He made this announcement at a meeting of a Palestinian National Council. Now this council, which was in exile, decided that they wanted both an independent Israeli state and an independent Palestinian state living side by side. Now right after Arafat's announcement, Algeria became the first country to officially recognize the independent Palestinian state. Then in the following weeks, many other countries also recognized Palestine, including much of the Arab world, India, Turkey, most of Africa and several Central and Eastern European countries. The next major wave of the recognition happened in late 2010 and early 2011 during a time of crisis in the Middle East peace process. Southern American countries like Argentina, Brazil and Chile supported the Palestinian call for the statehood. Now they did this after Israel decided to end a temporary ban on the building Jewish settlements in the occupied Western Bank. After this, the time period comes between 2011 to 2012. Now in 2011, with peace talks stuck, the Palestinians tried to become a full member of the United Nations. Now this effort did not succeed, but on October 31, 2011, the UN Cultural Agency, UNESCO, made a big decision to accept Palestine as a full member. In response, Israel and the US stopped funding UNESCO and left the organization in 2018. Though let me inform you that the United States rejoined it last year. Then in November 2012, the Palestinian flag was raised at the United Nations in New York for the very first time. This happened after the General Assembly voted to upgrade Palestinian status to non-member observer state. Then again, 3 years later, the International Criminal Court also accepted Palestine as a state party. Now slowly and steadily, Palestine was able to make their way. But their biggest achievement was in 2014, when Sweden, which has a large Palestinian community, became the first EU member in the Western Europe to recognize a Palestinian state. Now the decision came after many clashes, almost every day in East Jerusalem, which Israel had taken over. Though Israel didn't like Sweden's decision at all. Well, after all that happened, the dark phase began on October 7 when Israel invaded Gaza, which has left at least 36,000 people dead. Then, in retaliation, Hamas killed almost 1,170 people in Israel. Now, as of May 2024, Palestine is recognized as a sovereign state by 145 out of 193 member states of the UN. And with this, Israel automatically became an unsaid enemy of all these 145 countries. Now, what will happen in this tug of war of these international relations? Only time will tell. But till then, do follow India.com's international affairs for more such updates.